Ladies and gentlemen, there is a mistake that I have seen millions of drinkers make. A mistake that is so dangerous, that is so wrong, that if you do it, I promise you, I don't even think you'll make it. And this will all make sense as we start unpacking this mistake. But if you want to get into a state of mind where you see alcohol as ethanol, where you see alcohol the same way that you might see crack or even people drinking bleach, if you want to get there, you can't make this mistake. I promise you, if you do make this mistake, it's going to be game over. And I'm going to unpack this for you in this video today. But once you get to the end of this video, everything will start making sense. Because I'm going to share a mindset with you today that will change the game forever. And if you actually want my personal help stopping drinking and you want to join the Sober Clear program, where we help people reframe the way they view alcohol to see it as something that adds nothing in their life, and then we use coaching to really focus on building a better life without alcohol, click the link in the description. We've helped over 300 people now get control of their drinking. So if you want details, click the link in the description. You can book a phone call and we can see if the program could be a good match for you. But for now, let's get into this mistake. So recently I had a phone call with a guy. Successful guy, nice guy, seemed to have his life together, but had a drinking problem. And we got chatting and I started asking him, okay, so what have you tried so far? Because I really want to see first if my program could be a good match for him. So I start asking him questions and he starts telling me, well, one thing that I've done, Leon, is I've very regularly set a goal of not drinking alcohol. Like I'd set a goal to not drink for X amount of time. He just said that, I'd write it down. I'd write this goal to not drink for a month, not drink for 6 months, whatever. Whenever I got a craving, I'd look at my goal and just resist. I'd just fight past it. And I said, how's that gone for you? And he said, not great. So what am I trying to say here? Am I trying to say that setting goals is a bad thing? No, absolutely not. I think setting goals is amazing. I've got goals in my personal life. I've got goals in my professional life. Goals give us a sense of direction, a sense of something to aim for. Maybe you've got goals. Maybe your goal is to run a marathon. Maybe your goal is to get a net worth of $10 million. Maybe you want to send your kids to private school. Maybe you want to become a minister in your church. We've all got goals. But I'm going to say something controversial right now. We should not set a goal of not drinking alcohol. That should not be a goal. And hey, listen, that might shock you. Maybe you didn't expect me to say that. But once you understand why, it all start making sense. So let me unpack it. First thing I want to mention is that, to me, stopping drinking is not an achievement. It is not a big deal. Like, what? You're thinking, of course it is. Well, that's the problem. The fact that people think that it's such a big deal just means that they're holding alcohol on a pedestal. In their heart, they like alcohol, they want to drink it, and they resist it. So they feel like what they're doing is a big deal, it's a big achievement. But hang on, let's go back a bit. How was life before you ever had that first drink? When you were a teenager, when you were a kid, was it a big achievement for you to not drink then? Like, no, of course not. It was just, there was no alternative. You just didn't drink. But then what happens is that somebody takes that first drink, they like it. Then over time, it becomes more and more and more. And what happens is that individual then gets addicted to a drug. Then when they try to remove it, of course they want it because they don't even realize they're addicted to it. So then when they don't drink it, it feels like an achievement, right? But when you tell yourself this, when you tell yourself that you're achieving something great, it means that there was a level of effort, a level of sacrifice, a level of giving something up that you didn't really want to give up. Would you need to set a goal of not eating gluten if you found out that you were a celiac? That wouldn't be a goal. It'd just be, whoa, hang on, bad things are happening as a result of doing this thing, so I'm going to stop doing it. There's going to be no goal. There's going to be no resistance. Yeah, sure, you might walk past a bakery and think, the croissants smell nice, but you're not going to feel amazing for not eating the croissant. It's just going to be like, yeah, whatever. Here's the craziest thing of all. If you eat bread and you're a celiac, yeah, it's not going to be good. You might even go to hospital, right? But alcohol side effects are way worse. Think about what happens to somebody that drinks. There's people out there whose wives have left them, who are 5 years from dying, whose business has collapsed, and they continue to do it. It's madness. It makes no sense. Whereas a celiac can stop like that. Somebody with a lactose intolerance would stop like that. From a very small amount of symptoms, it's just like, boom, it's gone. Yet with alcohol, people can just do this for years. Bad effect, keep drinking. Bad effect, keep drinking. And the cycle goes on and on and on. And this is what I'm talking about. If you keep alcohol on a pedestal, if you keep it as something in your mind that is adding value to your life, of course it's going to feel like an achievement. Of course you're going to feel like you need to set a goal. But I promise you, once you see it for what it is, once you see this as drug addiction, once you see this as a poison that is doing nothing for you, it takes no effort to not drink it. If all your friends, and I've used this example before and it's a great example, but if you went to a bar tomorrow and all your friends were drinking bleach instead of alcohol, you would just look at them and like, what are you doing? It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to fall out with them or you're going to go home early because you don't want to be around them. But it does mean that if they were drinking bleach, you would want nothing to do with it. But you wouldn't exactly have a goal to resist bleach for the next 30 days. You just wouldn't do it. But why can't we get there with alcohol? And that's what I'm talking about. That's why I've made nearly 500 YouTube videos. Damn, that's a lot of videos. But the message that I'm trying to get to you is that alcohol is doing nothing at all. There is no difference between drinking bleach and drinking alcohol. It's all poison. It's all going to kill you. It's all going to put you in an early grave. There's just one that most people are addicted to and one that most people see as poison. But once you get your mindset right, there's no effort to not drink. It's just who you are, almost on an identity level. There was a version of you that never drank. There was a version of you that would play, that would laugh, that would joke, that didn't drink alcohol. And that's my goal. That's the goal of this channel. That's the goal of my business, of SoberClear.com. I almost want to take people back to who they were before they even had that first drink. The way that you do that is you need to change your worldview. You need to be able to look at the problem, to see it for what it is, and make a decision to not drink it. Can you be proud of being a non-drinker? Yeah, sure. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But it shouldn't be a goal, because once you've built a worldview where you see it for what it is, it's easy to not drink. It's simple, it's effortless, it's enjoyable. And if you click the video on the screen now, you can learn 3 secrets to getting in control of your drinking.